Okay, we got a lot to talk about. Masters, we got 7:30 tonight. Hockey's playing for a national championship. So this is really boring stuff. So we'll go as quickly as you guys want to keep it to one question and get you guys out of here. No chance, I didn't think. All right.
Coach,
Eric?
what did you think of Ian Book's play today?
Ian has been, over the last couple of practices, much more consistent. I think the last time I was in here, I commented on we wanted more consistency out of the quarterback. Ian has been much more consistent the last 3 practices. And that's what we want from our quarterbacks, the ability to execute on a more consistent basis.
Brian, what can you share about Jay Hayes' decision to transfer?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Jay understands, you know, the standards that we have here. And, you know, he just felt like, you know, a change would be better for him. And so we granted him a release to anywhere that he wants to play.
You say he understands the standards. Did you feel like he wasn't meeting, or he didn't feel like he was meeting the standards?
I think you'd have to ask him, but, you know, we gave him the opportunity to come back if he could meet the standards that we set here. And, you know, I don't know what his thoughts were. I can't read into his mind, but he's decided to transfer. He'll finish his degree this semester, so he'll be a grad transfer, so he'll be immediately eligible. And we love Jay. We wish him the best.
Colin Kareem gave you a lot of big plays from that position last year.
Yep.
Do you feel like he's ready to be an every down player or almost?
Yeah, we do. We felt like he had earned the starting position there. You know, based upon his work, both in the weight room and on the football field, you know, he was going to be the starter at that position. So, yeah, we believe that based upon his production.
How do you feel like Avery Davis is kind of, you know, adapted to all the things that you guys are having?
Yeah, I mean, Avery, we're asking him to do a lot of different things right now. Play a little quarterback, running back, slot receiver. I don't know who was out there. Were they allowed to see the scrimmage? You saw him make somebody miss. He's got some traits there that I think he's going to help us. So we just have to figure out where that's going to be. You know, he's got to keep his quarterback skills sharp. If he's not obviously in the 2 deep there, we want to be able to utilize an athlete of that caliber while he still continues to build his skill at the quarterback position. We want to get guys that can make plays for us on the field, and we think he's a guy that can do that.
Looked like Chase and Brock both lost their red shirts.
Yeah, they were full contact. Yeah, they were full contact. Chase lost the ball. I mean, Brock lost the ball too. So he's got to hold on to the football. But it's good to see those guys back. They're healthy. They've gone through the rehab. They've worked hard, and they'll be full go in the spring game as well.
Where do you think that Chase is going to end up for you? I mean, are you going to move him around? Do you want him outside?
I want him at the X receiver position. We want him out there. We think that that's where he can best impact what we want to do. You know, Chase is a young man that is, you know, the attention to detail, the focus. He's got to bring traits every day because he walks by here. Everybody knows what he looks like. I mean, he's a great-looking kid. He can make plays. We just got to keep working the process with him. If he just, you know, respects the process and sticks with it, he's going to be a really good player. It's just sometimes, you know, they're young kids and, you know, they get thinking about too many things, and we just keep him. If he stays with our process, I expect him to be out there and contributing at the X position.
Brian, offensive line, are you starting to get settled there with where you want them to be?
Sam, we're settled with Sam.
Okay.
We're settled with Alex Bars.
Okay.
We know we've got 2 guys in Kramer and Hainsey that can play right tackle. I think we're still fluid as it relates to, you know, what the combinations are right now. Josh Lugg has been impressive. It's hard to keep him off the field. Trevor Rulin didn't practice today. He's got a pec injury on the other side from the one he had last spring, and he's been really consistent for us. So I still think this, you know, I don't know that we'll leave the spring going, all right, this is exactly what we got, but we do know who those guys are that are going to compete for us on Saturday.
What about quarterback? Do you see any separation there, and do you think you'll have an answer by the end of spring?
You know, I don't know that we're looking for an answer as much as we're looking for, as I mentioned before, the consistency in play. Like we missed a boundary up read, you know, when we threw the ball outside to Miles Boykin. We had somebody wide open in the seam. We want to get better at that than worrying about who's the starter, because then that'll take care of itself. So our focus, my focus, Tommy Reese's focus, Chip Long's focus is really about how do we get our passing game up to where it needs to be, and we can't miss those reads like we did today.
Brian, getting back to Kareem, what do you see him doing well? What's the next step for him in his progression?
You know, I think for him it's workload. He's got a real good length. He has a knack for pass rushing. Just has a knack of being there and getting to the quarterback. I think for him the next step becomes, how do we get him up to 60 plays? You know, he was a 20-play guy for us. How do we get him up to 60? So fatigue, strength, all those things coming together. But he's got some really innate ability to find the quarterback.
Coach Elston spoke kind of highly earlier in the spring about Ade Ogundeji. He's
Yeah.
an improvement. Is he in a spot where he could have really earned these reps? Now he's kind of moving into those reps behind Kareem.
Yes, yeah, he was pushing and earning those reps. There's no question. And this isn't to beat up on Jay Hayes while he's not here, but he was there was great competition at that position, and Ade was coming on. He's a young man that the football end of things, where it comes easy to Khalid. We got to keep repping Ade, and it's coming. And his strength is outstanding in the weight room. His work ethic is outstanding. So this is a guy that is ascending for us.
Is it fair to say he made pretty big strides in his 3 years of just football knowledge, like being a great football player?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we expected the physical development, and we knew that the football end of things was the area that was going to require the most work. But he's putting in the time, and pretty excited about where he's going to be.
About Sean Crawford, just that next level he needs to take, because it seemed like last year him and Julian sort of, the plays that they were able to make sort of set the tone for the defense for the rest of the year.
Well, as you know, Sean is an extremely smart player. He makes up for maybe his size with just, you know, football intelligence. What I've noticed more than anything else this spring is he's got some suddenness back to him. Change of direction, closing on the football, things of that nature where, you know, he was healthy last year, but he still didn't have that snap that you require. And so I think he's going to be a guy that we can play out at the corner position, the field corner position, and he's going to be an immense help to us on all special teams.
And then the news yesterday of the new indoor facility being
pretty
built, how you think that's going to help?
Well, you know, it's much needed, obviously, and we're very excited about the fact that, you know, for our schedule, for example, we now can come back in the afternoon in the off season and do our running program. You know, we have to get up early in the morning and get both our running program and our weight training program in the morning because Loftus is booked all afternoon. That's hard on a football team. You know, when they got to get up every morning at 5:30, it takes its toll. So reducing that overload was crucial to our development as a program. And we'll be good custodians for the other sports as well. We'll be able to work out schedules where I think in the press release we talked about soccer getting a chance to get in there obviously as well. But obviously from a football perspective, for me, it's our lab. We really didn't have a lab enough for us to get in there and do the work we needed. Now we've got that.
Thank you. Brian, Houston moving over to safety, what
Yeah.
are your early impressions of him there? And is it kind of a battle between Houston and Alohi at free safety?
No, I don't think so. I think what we wanted, Eric, more in that move was we think that he's a guy that has the combination of playing away from the ball and just having a good sense of when the ball's in the air and then a good tackler. We do a tackling drill you know, virtually every day. And through the circuit tackling and then our live tackling, he really stood out as a good tackler. And at the safety position, obviously, that's crucial. And then we saw him at corner with really good ball skills and the size. So it just made sense that we wanted to continue to push the competition back there. Because we all know, everybody that's talked about our defense, is that we need more production at the safety position. Whether it's Nick Coleman, Jalen Elliott, whether it's Stud or Fatita, whether it's you know, Houston Griffin, Jen Markeith. We've got a lot of guys now that we can put out there and really push for competition. He adds to that list now.
Is Elodie now, is he progressing like you thought he would? I know you thought he would have started for you last year.
Yeah.
Is he still?
You know, interesting enough, he had a slow start to the spring. He didn't, and when I say a slow start to the spring, I think he just feels so much more comfortable. He wasn't taught the defense last year. He was taught everybody else's defense because he was on scout team. And that kind of put him back a few practices. And now that he knows what he's doing, he can go play fast and play physical. And we're really starting to see that skill set that he showed when he was at Navy.
Do you still have to reel Sean Crawford back a little bit, given his injury history?
No, I think we're amping him up because he's showing us that he is 100% back from the injuries that he has had over his first 2 years here. Weight training up, strength up, all those areas that we look towards. His catapult numbers in terms of workload is up. So he's at that point where we're letting him go. You know, go be the player that you know you can be.
Do you worry at all, just again given his history about injuries?
I think we're using all the modalities after practice to keep him you know, safe and in a good position. So I feel like from our training staff to him to our coaches, let him go play. Let him go.
Right now, do you see Nick Coleman, his best position and his most impactful or effective position at the nickel as opposed to safety?
No, I wouldn't rule him out of, as I just mentioned, and I think I threw 6, 7, 8 names at you at the safety. There is no starting safeties at Notre Dame in 2018 on whatever date it is, April 7th. I got the date right. April 7th. So Nick Coleman has the opportunity to be the starting safety. However, we moved him over to nickel because we think, obviously, there's a lot of guys and a lot of rotation. This could give Nick even more opportunities to be on the field because we like his ability to play close man-to-man coverage at that nickel position.
And we did get a chance to see in the special teams out there, Justin, you weren't Jonathan.
Yeah, Justin is at a kicking camp. He's at, which one? One of the kicking camps. I can't remember which one. But it's a national kicking camp deal, and so we had arranged this back in January that he wouldn't be here, so he'd be at that kicking camp. Yeah, we didn't trade him. We didn't get any draft picks for him. I think we got Quentin Nelson for him. Yeah, that was a pretty damn good trade. Thanks. All right, appreciate it.